Hey, don't scroll. I'm Alpha from It Simple with Us. Let's learn QuickBooks. In this video, we will discuss the meaning of QuickBooks, the features of QuickBooks, and the benefits of QuickBooks. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button. Now, let's start. What is QuickBooks? QuickBooks is an accounting software that helps businesses manage their finance. It simplifies tasks like invoicing, tracking expenses, and generating reports. Now, take note of what? Of accounting software. So one of the main thing about QuickBooks is what? Is an accounting software. It helps business to manage what? Their financial transaction in order to reach their maximum point or their profitability. So it is simpler. That's why most business or most companies use QuickBooks. It also use what? In generating reports and tracking expenses. Also sending out invoice and recording out invoice. Are we good? Now, let's go. The features of QuickBooks. Now, invoicing. We want to send invoice to our customer. So with the help of QuickBooks, it is what? It's simpler. Sending out invoice to our customer. So tracking expenses. We want to track our expenses. Whether our expenses are being recorded in the QuickBooks, and we want to know what are the updated expenses that we have in the system. So it's also helps expense tracking. We track expense in QuickBooks. It is easier. Thirdly, we look at financial reporting. So with the help of QuickBooks can help individual or organizations to do what? To prepare financial transaction. So this financial transaction, it includes the revenue of the transaction, all expenses that has been made, and all expenses that have been incurred within the organization. So the QuickBooks generates what? Reports. It generates reports. So that's why I love QuickBooks. So another one is what? Payroll management. With the help of QuickBooks, you can set the QuickBooks into what? Paying out payrolls to what? Employees. You are paying what? Payrolls to employees. So employees are what? Are able to know their financial transactions and their day-to-day expenses. Are we good? So now, tax calculation. The most important of QuickBooks is about invoicing and tax calculation. But the rest are all important. But the most important one is tax calculation. Now, let's involve in tax. So we want to calculate tax in the QuickBooks. So in calculating tax, you will see that if you are going to set a tax that every goods that you sell, we talk about value-added tax, is which is GST, is 15%. So QuickBooks also helps to manage tax. So managing invoice. So QuickBooks allow you to create and send invoice directly to client. So this I have explained it. QuickBooks also allow you create an invoice, you send an invoice directly to your client. So it's also important because invoice is one of the key important aspects of QuickBooks. You also track your invoice status, whether the invoice has been paid or is been pending or what is being overdue. Right? Are we good? So the meaning of overdue is we send an invoice on 2023, but the client fails to pay till what? 2024. So if we send an invoice within the period of the 1st January to the 31st December, we expect that invoice to be paid. So, but if it exceeds to 2024, the academic year, then it's what? It's an overdue. So QuickBooks easily track those clients that are what? Overdue. Set up automatic remedial for overdue payments. So, like I was saying, if we have a client that we send an invoice in 2023, so within the period of 2023, January to December, QuickBooks will make an automatic reminder. It says, don't forget, you're having a client which is going overdue. So as an accountant, your role is to call that client and ask, what is the problem? You are going overdue. What's happened? You need to be updated. That's why I love QuickBooks. Let's go further. Tracking expenses. Now, QuickBooks is also important in tracking out expenses. Record and categorize business expenses for accurate tracking. It's also important for recording business, categorize those expenses in an accurate manner. So attach receipts and documents to expense entry. So in QuickBooks, you also attach receipts there, documents in order for physical evidence. Monitor cash flow by comparing expenses to income. So after recording all your expenses, and also you want to compare your expenses to your income. Is it cash flow? Is it cash coming in or cash going out? So you will see the trend, how your organization is going. So managing payroll. QuickBooks simplify payroll by automatically salary calculation, tax deduction, and direct deposits. So with the help of QuickBooks, you can manage your salary. You can set it up in terms of salary calculation. After setting up your tax, it will deduct tax for you. After that, it will make a direct deposit. So ensure compliance with tax regulations and general payroll. It has already been set in the QuickBooks. So what you will need to do is just to set up the tax system and everything will be okay. Generating reports. So with the help of QuickBooks, you can generate various reports like the profit and loss, the balance sheets, the statement of cash flow. So we use these reports to understand our financial position and make informed decision. So these are all the features of QuickBooks. Tax management, as I was explaining. The QuickBooks help you to manage tax by tracking taxable income expenses, generating necessary form, right? So it can also set up a reminder for a tax deadline. So we always submit tax to the authorities that are necessary for that. So integration and add-on. Integration and add-on. So QuickBooks integrates with many third parties app for added functional. CRM, system, payments, processors. So these are all add-on modules that you can add on QuickBooks. So you can enhance your QuickBooks experience by adding tools that suit your business. You can also add functions that are not there in the QuickBooks. You can also add function to them. So let's move to the benefits of using QuickBooks. QuickBooks save time. With the help of QuickBooks, you can save time. You can do transaction as easy as possible, fast within a period of time you are done. So reduce error. With the help of QuickBooks, you are reducing your error, isn't it? Because after inputting all your transaction, you cannot escalate whether I have missed this transaction, I have this. With the help of QuickBooks, it can reduce error. Although yes, we are humans, but with the help of QuickBooks, it can minimize errors. Easy to use. You can even sit at home, use QuickBooks in your leisure time. You can easily be at home preparing financial planning for your business. You can even sit at home and improve your cash flow management. So as I was saying, save time. It reduces the time is spent on manual entries. Yeah. So also expenses track allow you to give focus on growing your business. Save time. That's why we say it save time. Okay. So reduce error. We know that humans are not perfect, but with the help of QuickBooks, it can what? Minimize humans' error. It helps ensure accuracy in financial record and reports. So these are all the benefits of QuickBooks. This is the layout of QuickBooks, and I have set it up, made simple with us, and this one here is the home page, as you can see, and we can see up here is a menu, and over here is the company file and the banking file sector. So now let's start. It's just a brief introductory aspect. So in the file aspects, when you see new company from existing. So the new company, if you want to create a new company, and the new company from existing company is what you want to create from an existing company that has already been existed. You want to create a new company from that. And also we move on to the edits, the edit aspects. As you can see preference, where if you want to add any item in the home layout. Are we good? So you can see job and estimate. These are all under edit and preference if you want to add item here. We move on to the view, whereas you want to switch up the ribbon aspect. If you want to switch up to top, you can see it has already been switched to top. You move on to the left icon bar, it has already been switched there. So we move on to the list. The list is where some of the main important aspects of QuickBooks are there, which is chart of accounts, which is the backbone of QuickBooks. And also we move on to customers and vendor profile list. These are lists of all some of the sales replaced, customer replaced. These are some of the customer and vendors profile list. We can also add customers and vendors, but let's reach there. So your favorites is where you add your favorite tools that you are going to use. Let's say we add our chart of an account. We add it here. You say okay. So we click on favorite. You can see what's chart of account. So remember that chart of an account is where you do all your transaction pertaining to income, expenses, liability, and the rest of mankind. So in that aspect, you need to take note of what chart of account is the backbone of what QuickBooks. Are they good? So the accountants, we will discuss that later. The company, see, yeah, you want to manage your fixed assets. You want to manage your currency. So let's say you want to move on the currency from millions to dollar. It can help you change that. And also we move on to customer. Our customer center is where you create estimates for customer. You're going to add your customer. If you want to add your customer, let's say we want to add our customer, you click on new customer and job. Click on new customer, and you will see you are going to add your customer name. You add it there. Your company name, you put it there. This all will be explained in the next video. Just stay with us. And let's move on to vendor, right? So vendor, we want to know the vendors that we are dealing with. And here also, we are going to add new vendors into the system. That's why in setting up the QuickBooks, you need to tell the professional that I'm dealing with so vendors, so that it will input it in the QuickBooks account. So this is the format of a vendor's account. And also we move on to our employee. Okay, our employee aspects. So we want to put on our payroll. If you want to turn on your payroll in QuickBooks. Also you want to order payroll services. After setting up your QuickBooks, you want to do a payroll services for your employees. So a QuickBooks is easier for that. So we'll talk about inventory and inventory that are coming in. If you are doing business, if you are selling shoes, your shoes, your inventory. Are we good? If you are selling breed, your breed is your inventory. So it doesn't mean whether you sell this or that. Even you are selling a watch, your watch is an inventory for you, because it's a source of what income for you. So what is an inventory? Are we good? So let's move on to the most important one, which is report. And you can see in QuickBooks we can generate a lot of reports. So we can see here contribute reports. Let me see. You can see schedule reports. Okay. So we can memorize reports, whereas you can see the accountant aspect. Let's see. So you see, you can see adjusted. You can see adjusted trial balance, adjusted journal entries, balance sheet. And also, let's move on to reports. Okay. So you can see the report aspect is one of the most important aspects of QuickBooks. After entries are being made, transaction has been posted, recorded has been taken place, and you can see here the company financial position here, and you can see the profit and loss income statement. Whereas let's see here. So this is the profit and loss. That is, we have not made any transaction yet, but just be with us, and you can see a lot. You can benefit with us. And let's move on further. Profit and loss details is also here, and also there are a lot of reports. Income and expenses. Where all income and expenses are being recorded, it's here. So the customer summary, the income and expenses from all the customer that are there, and also let's move on to the home aspect. Okay, so the home aspect is the most important aspect of QuickBooks. So this is the layout of QuickBooks, and also we want to know how transactions are being recorded. So we move on to the chart of an account, the company aspect. Let's deal with that. The chart of accounts, as I was saying, it's one of the key aspects of QuickBooks, where you record your fixed assets, income, expenses, liability, and the rest. So we talk about inventory activity. So these are the inventory center where you record inventory. So as I was saying, even you are selling shoe, your shoe what is your inventory. So if you want to add your new inventory item, that today I'm going to sell a watch. So today's, let me put the item name and number here. So you can put the item name and number here. And also you can also able to categorize those items. But nevertheless, stay with us, hit the notification bell, and be with us. We will go through the importance of QuickBooks, how to set up a QuickBooks account, because this has already been set up, made simple with us. And the next video, I will teach you how to set up your new company file profile, and we will give him different name. Also, let's move on to the last one, which is going to record about customer. So our customer is our sales order. If you are making a sales order, right? So if, let me say the customer is making a sales order that he need 10 watch. So we are making a sales order here. So let me say an estimate is where at that 10 watch, what will be the cost? That's an estimate. So after that, making all those estimates, you will create what? An invoice. After creating those invoice, if after creating the invoice, you send it out to your client. After that, your client will receive it, and also we'll talk about receive payment. Your clients will have to make a receive payment. Are we good? After receiving those payments, you have to record those payments that are coming in. After recording the deposits payment that are coming in, then you can set it off from the books of an account. Then it becomes zero. Are we good? Okay. So let's move on to another aspect. Yes, we want to talk about this Windows. Okay. So the Windows aspect is where you have opening many files in the QuickBooks and you want to close some. So we are going to click on close all. So close all, you are going to close all the menu aspects, the layout aspects. Every file that has been opened is going to close. So that's the essence of Windows. So are we good? The essence of Windows. So from the explanation that I have explained, and we dealt with files, how to set up a new company files, edits to add into what this home button, talk about the view, how this layout is going to be set into your own perfection. Your list is going to talk about your chart of an account, your item list. This all we'll discuss about it in the next video. So I think this is all. Thank you very much. I'm Alpha from Made Simple with Us. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, and click a like. Thank you.